you are battling with negative thoughts. The truth is that negative thoughts are just thoughts. The negative ones are habit. They are things that were taught to you by other people. There are things that people maybe used to say. There are all the criticisms that you've ever experienced. And the other truth of negative thoughts is that they're actually helping you clean up your negative thoughts by showing up. When a negative thought comes up, and negative just meaning a thought that makes you feel bad, when they come up, the reason why they hurt is because we buy into them being true. We tell ourselves that that thought is true. So it's not the actual thought itself that makes you feel bad. It's the belief that the thought is true that makes you feel bad. So why do the negative thoughts keep coming? Basically, because one, we believe in them, and two, we've never given those thoughts the proper attention. And that doesn't mean buying into it. It doesn't mean buying into what the thought says. It means noticing that you're having the negative thought. And instead of believing in it and buying into it, saying to yourself, that's not true. Or you can even use the word ouch. When a negative thought comes up, a thought that makes you feel bad, your job is to intervene in that moment and rescue yourself. So as soon as you notice that your thoughts are negative, you just stop for a moment and acknowledge that you're having a thought that doesn't feel good. And you can actually feel in your body when you're having a thought that doesn't feel good. It sets off the stress hormones in your body, and it starts to feel really heavy, and you can start to feel almost a feeling of tightness in the chest and anxiety. So that's how you know. When you start to feel that way, you stop in that moment. Admit that you're having a negative thought. And then remind yourself that the thought isn't true. No matter how true it seems, if it's giving you those feelings in your body, the thought is not true. So what I do is I put my hand over my heart center. And I close my eyes and I take 5 deep breaths, really deep. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And again, doing that 4 more times. And just focusing on doing that. Focusing on that breath. And as I'm doing that, I'm reassuring myself, again, the thought isn't true. The thought isn't true. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. After you do the 5 breaths, you will feel a big difference in how your body feels. You'll feel a big difference in how you're breathing, how you're feeling, how you're thinking. You won't feel so attached to that thought anymore. What's important about doing this self-rescue when you're having negative thoughts is that you keep doing it. That every time you notice that you're having a negative thought, you immediately jump in and intervene and do this kind of self-rescue. You won't be able to catch every negative thought that you ever have all day long, but just catching the ones that you can it has a cumulative effect. And once you start rescuing yourself in this way, the thoughts become fewer and you feel better equipped to deal with them when they are happening. When we don't intervene, when we don't come to our own rescue when we're having negative thoughts, that's a form of abandonment. That's the way our body feels. That's the way our mind feels, that if we don't come in and rescue ourselves, that we're abandoning ourselves. So it's really important that we try to do that every time. Because when we don't do it, it can cause a simple negative thought to escalate into anxiety or panic. So it's important to train ourselves to come to our own rescue every day. It's also a great idea when you're dealing with negative thoughts to sit down and write out every negative thought you can come up with. Every negative thought, whether you had it that day or a week ago or 6 months ago. Every negative thought you can remember, write it down. It helps get them out of your head so they're not living in there. And again, if you keep doing that, you'll see that you will stop responding so emotionally when you have a negative thought. Remember to come to your own rescue. See you next time.